read Germany, a country that is notorious for putting people in ovens and burning them, can't afford to do it right now. Now, I'm, of course, not talking about the Holocaust, maybe a little bit, but they, in Germany, most of the funeral proceedings aren't burials, they're cremation. So, crematoriums, which, by the way, side note, sounds like a very, very fun place. Let's just the name, right? Let's go to the crematorium. Sounds like an ice cream shop. The crematorium. I'm going to get a fudgy milkshake with sprinkles. Maybe some whipped cream on top. The crematorium. They could have chose a more daunting name. You're burning bodies. You're burning dead bodies and turning them into ash. Putting them in urns. Putting them in necklaces. Call it something a little scarier. The Big Bernie House. Call it that. I don't know. But they, over there, most of the people, I think the stat was 3/4 of the deaths are cremations. Now, before I get into why they can't afford to do this, aren't death rituals weird? You guys know my stance on rituals and traditions and that type of thing. But so many different cultures do so many different things. I mean, the Germans aren't exclusive to cremation. Everyone does it. But in America, we spend we do most of our deaths as funerals. I shouldn't say that, as burials. We bury most of our dead, which is interesting because we keep these big, large plots of land, and underneath, we bury this chemically treated wood that is filled with the remains of a person whose soul has left their body. And on top of that fucking, that hole of death that we've created, we fill it up and we put a big stone in there to remember them by. Isn't that just a little wasteful? Isn't it a little wasteful? No wonder people flood out cemeteries to make reservoirs. Not just cemeteries, they flood out entire towns. But what happens is these towns, they get flood out for reservoirs, and they don't account for the fucking thousands of dead people that are underground, so the area gets haunted. Then you have a place like the Quabbins. Quabbins, haunted place, yada, yada, yada. Interesting, very interesting. But there's so many, there's got to be ways that I don't even know that people deal with their dead. I know there's some cultures where they will leave the body for a while. I know they'll leave the body for the viewing for a while. Like people coming in and out, licking the formaldehyde off their face, just watching, looking. It's got to be a waste of space, cemeteries. Are they not? You want to go back to the grave? You're going to go back to the grave. I don't know. I'm not saying that there should be nothing done, but there's been some cool ones, right? Like I always think of Hunter S. Thompson getting blown out of his ashes getting boom out of a fucking helicopter. Yeah, out of a helicopter, out of a cannon, out of a gonzo fist cannon. That's pretty fucking cool.